Hi, my name is Rex. I'm here to introduce you to the Specialized International Chip Kits windshield repair systems. The S.I.C.K kits repair bridges and injectors are made of precision machined metal parts and high quality rubber O-rings, built to exacting specifications and manufactured entirely in the United States. Now let me show you how easy it is to use our S.I.C kits bridge and injector systems. And remember, always wear your safety goggles. And don't forget to tell your customer that the chip repair is not for cosmetic purposes. It is to keep this chip from spreading or cracking out. The area around the chip must be clean and free of grime and oils, so the suction cup on the bridge can stick to the windshield properly. To clean the area, use a towel and/or razor blade. Don't spray any liquid on the windshield, as it may get into the impact point and it could contaminate the chip. Depending on the chip, you may or may not need to drill the impact point to clear out any glass particles or debris. Use the drill included in your S.I.C kit to drill the impact point, making sure not to go any deeper than 1/16 of an inch into the glass. The Stage 1 S.I.C kit repair system includes the following: a carrying case, the S.I.C kit bridge, 1 ounce of thin resin and 1 ounce of pit filler resin, 2 razor blades, a 4.8 volt drill, 2 drill bits, a razor blade scraper, a lighter, and mylar squares. After you've taken the top part of the injector out, line up the female portion of the injector so it is exactly centered over the impact point. Once the injector and the bridge are lined up perfectly, flip the lever on the suction cup so the bridge is securely suctioned to the windshield. Turn the female portion of the injector clockwise until the rubber seal touches the glass. Turn the balancing screw clockwise until the rubber tip touches the glass. Then watch the suction cup metal part of the bridge closest to the balancing screw as you turn it slightly more until there is a very small gap that begins to appear between the rubber suction cup and the bridge closest to the balancing screw. Then stop twisting. The small gap between the rubber and the bridge is an indication that it is at the maximum level of pressure and snug against the windshield. Slightly turn the injector more until there's another very small gap that begins to appear between the rubber suction cup and the bridge closest to the injector. Then stop twisting. Take your S.I.C kit's thin resin and apply 1 drop into the female injector. Take the male portion of the injector and start pushing down into the female part of the injector. You will feel pressure pushing back on the male part of the injector. Sometimes you can pump the male injector up and down 5 or 10 times prior to screwing the injector down. Once the threads are engaged, you should continue to turn the male portion of the injector clockwise. You may need to hold the female part of the injector so it doesn't also turn as you are twisting down the plunger injecting the resin into the chip. As you turn the top part of the injector, go very slowly. There should almost always be at least 1/16 to 1/32 of an inch between the bottom of the male injector and the top of the female injector. You will then let it sit for approximately 45 seconds. One thing that sets S.I.C kits apart is that you will use only 1 drop of thin resin in the injector, as opposed to multiple drops used in the other systems. Now unscrew the top part of the injector so you will have the same amount of gap between the male injector and the female portion of the injector. That will be about 1/4 of an inch. This will create a vacuum that pulls air out of the chip. Let that sit for approximately 10 to 30 seconds. Once again, screw down the top part of the injector so there is about 1/16 to 1/32 of an inch between the male and female portion of the injector. Now view the chip from inside or outside the vehicle, whichever gives you the best vantage point. You may need to repeat these steps again for the repair to clear up and look its best. You may use a lighter at your own discretion on the inside of the windshield. Use the lighter very carefully and never get the glass so hot that you can't rub your finger on the warm spot. Once you feel the chip is filled as much as possible, take the curing light, cure the resin inside the chip under pressure, and give it approximately 2 minutes. Before removing the bridge from the windshield, be ready with a Mylar curing tab and the S.I.K Kit's pit resin. Put 1 small drop on the impact point. Also, make sure there are no bubbles in the pit resin. Apply the Mylar tab on top of the S.I.K Kit's pit resin and cure with sunlight or with the S.I.K Kit's battery-operated UV light. By using the S.I.K Kit's UV light, you will only have to wait about 90 to 120 seconds for the resin to cure properly. Check to see if the pit resin is dry by placing your finger on top of the curing tab and try moving the Mylar tab slightly. If it doesn't move, the Mylar tab is now ready to be removed. Use a towel and wipe any non-cured resin off. Then use a razor blade to scrape off any hardened resin. It should feel like there's no bump or hole in the glass. Now polish the pit resin with your S.I.K Kit's pit polish by placing 1 drop over the area and using a microfiber towel to polish and make it clean. The repair process is now complete. Remember, when doing the chip repairs, tell your customer that the chip repairs are not for cosmetic purposes. They are meant to keep the chip from spreading or cracking out. In all cases, the S.I.K Kit's repair systems will make the chip look much better. If you're interested in purchasing our S.I.K Kit's repair products, please go to our website at windshieldchipkits.com, or you can call us at 888-494-3329.